Well, we are live. So, good afternoon, everyone.
And good morning.
I'm not going to say good morning and all that because I'm in London and I'm being selfish.
And good
So,
evening.
but good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to HealthierLife.tv. Let's get me a little bit out of the way first. HealthierLife.tv wants to inspire people of all ages to live a life of complete health through education and information. We cover all aspects of health, wellness, sports, and fitness. Now, today's how to celebrate your fitness success. Is that right?
Yeah.
I believe it is. So, yeah, because we need to do certain things when we do things well. Okay. So I'm going to hand it over to you for a sec because you said that you wanted to ask a question.
No, I want to ask you, not you directly, Paul, but you know that.
You can ask me as well. I mean,
so my question is like, how do you celebrate your fitness successes, or any success for that matter in life? How do you celebrate it? I'd love to hear your feedback on that. What actions do you take, or what little things do you do for yourself when you actually achieve a fitness goal? Because it is very important to recognize your successes in that regard, in that field of life, that area of your life. You're watching this stream for a reason, I guess. Not just to pass the time by, but actually to perhaps, I trust, to gain some insight and some knowledge and some pearls of wisdom from Paul and I. And if you are on that fitness and health journey, how are you celebrating those successes? What does that look like? Just ask yourself that question as well. It's just, if you've never done it before, if you've never considered it.
And no, wrong way. That way is what I see. Sorry, is the comment section, and I can look at that now. So if you've got if you've got, no, I had to work it out. It's the other way around. So that's actually pointing away from it, believe it or not. But on here, it's pointing towards it. So I could do that either way. So please let us know you're here and say hello. Also, let us know if you've had success. It can be any success. It doesn't have to be winning 100 meters. It can be any success that you think is a success, because at the end of the day, it's about you personally we're talking about here, and everyone's got their own views on it. And although we'd have a lot of the same answers, there can be some answers that may be just unique to you. So, and the way I looked at it is this. I used to be a marathon runner, and each lamppost on my training was a success. And I used to tell myself, well done, on every single one.
Wow.
But also, if you've got a fitness goal may be, right, I want to do 30 press-ups without stopping. Something very simple. For me, that would take a little while because I don't do press-ups anymore. I used to, but and if you did 30 in a row without stopping and did 30 really good press-ups, you might want to celebrate. Now, think about it. How would you celebrate? Would you just say to yourself, well done, that was great? Or would you go to have a big fat green cake? I don't know. I mean, I don't mean that. Maybe you could say, well, I'm going to cook my favorite healthy meal. I don't know. It's going to be unique to you. So, yeah. So what about you, Warren? Do you celebrate small successes?
Yeah, I do. Even today, nowadays I typically celebrate with a bit of a treat on the weekend. So if I've had a very consistently strong week in my training, then I like to have a little bit of a treat on the weekend, and something that I wouldn't normally have, and that could be a beer or buy a bottle of wine. Or could just be a meal out as well, But it's also, I might share that on social media as well. I might share my successes on social media.
Well, that would be definitely one way of celebrating. To let people know what you've been doing. So, I mean, look.
Why do you think that is why would you say that is a good afternoon, David? David Atkins on the call. Why do you think that would be a good thing to share it on social media? Because we just haven't
I think
reached
it reaffirms. I think it reaffirms that you've done something well. You may have been talking about it previously on there about what you're going to do, and it may be just a follow up to tell people you've actually done it. You know, it's not for you to say, you know, how big I am or how well I've done. It's just a you want people to join in with this, maybe the celebration of you achieving that small goal or big goal. You know, and it's the same in business as well. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same in lots of things, really. But obviously, our thing that we talk about entrepreneurship on the Wednesday, and we do it with health and fitness and wellness on a Friday. So, but there's big crossover points, isn't there, between it all?
Oh yes, I mean, if you look at, if we were just talking about some a business partner of ours celebrating a success that he's just achieved now, and
Mukesh.
Mukesh, and that's on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, great. There's a photograph of him. He's celebrating a success that he's achieved in the business with us. So why not? You know, put it out there, because not only do we see it, but other people see it as well. And anybody that knows Mukesh will celebrate it with him, and it helps him feel better, and it helps you feel better if you're doing it, and it might inspire you to actually do better, something better for yourself.
Yeah.
If you see somebody reach a fitness goal, like there's a group on Facebook, which it's a dad's group, which I'm a member of, and there's a group of some guys on there that are looking to run like a mile or something, or I don't know, some distance, some significant distance in their lives to run. And these guys are putting it out there, and people are supporting them and so forth. And I'm pretty sure that once they reach it and they get to run that distance, that marathon or whatever it is that they're trying to achieve, I can't remember the number, the distance now. But when they do, people will celebrate with them, and they don't even know these people other than communicate with them on social media. They don't know them, but the bottom line is that, you know, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is how to celebrate your fitness goals is because life, you know, the way I look at it is society has become so disproportionately distant from itself. I mean, society is no longer society as the way that we knew it before, and even prior to 2020, it's changed exponentially. You know, and people just don't. They celebrate things. They celebrate, in my opinion, in many cases, really insignificant things in life with other people. But when it comes to fitness goals, and that, for some reason, people tend to keep it hidden. You know, they're going for a fitness goal to change their life and their health and their well-being, but they don't share that with other people. They don't celebrate that with other people. You know, especially when they do succeed at it. But they will share something else that's really not that important in life. And, you know, in my opinion, the way I look, it's maybe I'm a bit old school in that way. But I think it's very important that we do learn how to celebrate our successes in our fitness goals.
Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it magnifies what you've done, because you can. I used to be a very when I was playing soccer. I used to score lots of goals. You know, not in my latter years because I moved back towards defence, but early years, yeah, definitely. I've scored 6, 5, 4, lots of hat tricks in games and things like that. And I wasn't one of these ones that went around jumping, throwing my fist in the air. You know, I actually got caught on video scoring a really good goal at West Ham's ground at Upton Park, and basically, you heard the person doing the camera work said, "Oh, don't go too mad about it, mate." I just didn't. I just felt I was so satisfied inside. I didn't feel the need to celebrate anymore. You know, but you know, that's just me at football. I don't tend to do things outside of my mind. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, outside of your body, you keep it within you, and you celebrate within your own success.
Yeah.
With yourself. Yeah. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, Paul, at all. There's nothing wrong with that. But especially when you are playing a game, you know, when you're playing a game and you've reached a point where, you know, you're now scoring goals and things like this, or you're scoring tries, you don't have to stand there in front of the crowd and go, like a Cantona or Ibrahimovic. You don't have to do that,
Yeah.
But I love it. I honestly love it sometimes when you see it, when you see a footballer, because with rugby, it's very often the way that tries are scored is different to like in football. And with football, there's invariably so much skill involved. And
Yeah.
and even these top flight players, and then they go and they really celebrate with the crowd, and you've got the crowd in their faces, and they're in the crowd's faces, and you see they want to rip their jersey apart, and that is celebrating. And I think
Yeah. Yeah.
the vast majority of us need to learn how to do that.
Well, I felt, what I say about the goals, I used to feel like that, but I didn't necessarily have an outward expression. Inwardly, I felt over the moon.
Yeah.
And so it was a sharing thing more than, or a lack of sharing more than anything else.
Hi,
So,
Stacey. Stacey's on as well. Stacey Lee.
oh,
Hello.
Stacey. Hi, Stacey.
She said hi, guys.
Yeah. Hello, Stacey.
And
So,
this is the thing with the majority of people, Paul. In my opinion, this is why I see it. I see it all the time. People just hold back. They don't celebrate. You see kids. You even see it with kids these days. Many kids, they achieve an accomplishment, and they quietly celebrate within themselves, or they feel like they haven't accomplished enough yet.
yeah.
And it's sad in some respects, because I don't know if it's a societal thing where it's been conditioned within us not to express ourselves too much and be seen as being braggish, or
It's interesting, though, isn't it?
it is.
I don't think I've ever celebrated scoring a goal. I don't think I have. I may have done, but honestly, I don't know.
I scored a try once before in rugby. I only ever scored one try in rugby.
I did as well. I got one try in rugby.
And I scored one, and I had no one to celebrate it with. I celebrated with my team, but there was no one there watching the game with me. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, I get that, but look, basically, when you're looking to make the most of your fitness workout sessions, or if you're playing a game of football or anything like that, you should first of all obviously definitely set some challenging but achievable goals. Okay, I think that's very important, and that keeps yourself motivated. However, you should always reward yourself once you're able to successfully, smash the goals out of the park. Definitely. And try not to celebrate like I have in the past by necessarily having something fatty or sugary. Because that to me, when you spend most of your time denying yourself, I suppose it's the way you do it. That's why I cheat a little often. But I celebrate, and I can have that big cream bun, a Belgian bun. That's my favourite. So
why not?
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
right. But because next day I go back to as I was. So that could be one way of doing it.
I often tell my clients, if you're disciplined enough in the week, if you're good from Monday to Friday, why not have a cheat meal on a Saturday? Why not celebrate? We are conditioned to be rewarded as kids when we do something well. So as adults, we're just big overgrown kids. So why don't you just keep that conditioning going? Keep it congruent, and just reward yourself.
Yeah. Well, from a health angle, think about, and I'm not having a go at anyone here at all. I don't want to get the wrong people idea. I'm just thinking from a fun perspective, and that is, think of something like obesity. Mm-hmm. Obesity is congratulating yourself and celebrating every day. Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, because when you actually do something well, then what do you do? Eat a bit less? I don't know. I mean, you've
got nothing really.
There's nowhere to go, is there? But if
that's if you're thinking about eating. But
if you're thinking about eating,
Look, I've had 3 clinically obese clients in my life. In my like big, like clinically obese.
Sounded like you eat them.
No, I had as clients, okay.
All right.
And Yeah, I mean, for them, I wouldn't say to them, go have a cheat meal. But what I would do is I'll say to them, just celebrate by doing something. Go for a spa treatment, or
Yeah.
have a massage, or buy yourself a new item of clothing that you want to be able to fit into. Something like that. That's one way of celebrating.
Yeah, I agree, because you could buy something that maybe you wouldn't spend that money on normally.
Yes,
So, like,
exactly.
maybe it's a little bit more expensive than what you normally spend on.
Yes.
No, and yeah, well, I agree with that. All those things, I love all those things anyway.
Because also at the end of the day, you see, eating a meal or eating a cheat meal or having a cheat day, that's also very transitory. That comes and goes. Your pleasure hormones are satisfied immediately, and that doesn't last. But if you buy yourself something, or if you go for a massage, or if you go to a spa for the day, and you treat yourself to something because you've done something really well in your life and you've achieved and accomplished a goal, then by all means do that, because that's something that's going to last with you a lot longer. And you're going to remember that. The cheesecake you will forget tomorrow. But if you buy yourself, and I used to say to my clients, go buy a shirt or a pair of trousers or a dress that you cannot yet fit into. Okay, but not too many dress sizes or fittings too low, like one or two.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. But then go buy that so that you can then wear that sooner than later. But at least it's something that you can fit into once you've started, and it fits you comfortably once you started to lose that fat. So it's something that's a big reward for people, like you say, that are obese, rather than eating something, because that can be counterproductive for them, because very often, because remember, their brains are functioning on a different level.
Yeah.
Their brain, their need for gratification is very different to yours and mine. Okay. In some cases, people that are obese are like drug addicts. They have an addiction to eating. Eating sugar or eating some kind of food, or it's something that is just something they cannot get over. So if you say to them, go have a cheat meal, that can really snap them back into where they were before. I had a male Arab Emirati from Dubai client of mine, and he was clinically obese, and he lost so much weight, Paul, working with me.
Mm-hmm.
But his whole life changed around. And you know how he celebrated for himself and recognized, because him and his friends used to go away to Turkey and other countries fairly frequently. Okay, as the Arabs do, they love to go on holiday to other countries and indulge themselves. And they would go rent a house somewhere, and then they would just have big parties and stuff. And what he did to celebrate and to recognize his own achievements was, he would say no. They would go to a house. He would book himself into a hotel where there was a gym so he could carry on training. That was his reward for himself.
That's great. I mean, look, if you think about it logically, if you if things were so bad you couldn't afford gym membership, and you did something and you managed to keep it up every month, what you were doing, then you could reward yourself with the same thing every month. In theory, it doesn't have to be a one-off thing. It's down to the individual. I mean, look, we're here on this planet for quite a short while. We think we're here forever, but we're not. And why not celebrate when you've done something well?
And a good thing for that to help that be a reality, or help that be possible, is every month put a small portion of your salary or your income aside for that.
Yeah.
And then you have to,
it's like everything else. You plan it,
and you have to spend that money every month.
Yeah.
You can't let it bank up. You got to spend it every month.
Well, I mean, in theory, as an incentive, what you could, let's say it's £30. Just to keep it simple. Yeah. You could say, right, okay, the month before I'm going to put £30 aside. If I don't reach my goal, I'm going to give it to charity.
There we go.
Yeah, and then that would, as much as I'd like to give money to charity, and I do on occasions, I would say, no, I want to earn the money. And then I'll make the decision about the charity. But I'd hate it to think that I was definitely going to lose the money to something else.
Well, charities.
Win the money, and then make a decision. Not have the decision made for me from what I previously agreed.
Well, what might actually be more motivating is to give it away to somebody who doesn't need it.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, because that will be more motivating, right? You don't want to give money away to somebody who doesn't need money.
We all need money, but you're talking about someone who's maybe rich.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know somebody that is wealthy or rich or whatever, and you don't even have to know them. It could be somebody, you could just go slip an envelope underneath their front door, an anonymous donation of 30 pounds. But you don't want to do that to somebody who's got money, do you?
Did you want to write on that? Thought you might need it. In fact, what you could do is buy them £31 lottery tickets. So we know you wouldn't go down and get them anyway, so I got them for you.
And then knowing your luck, the person wins the lottery and they don't need to.
So anyway, what other things could we do? You mentioned spa break, didn't you?
Yes.
Spa break. It could be a gym membership.
Yeah.
How about taking a deep breath and understanding how grateful you are that you could actually do it?
Well said.
Yeah. As I said, we could go on social media and share it with our friends and family and workmates, colleagues, whatever. That's another way. We've talked about spa break, but spa break may not do anything for you, but something similar, maybe. You could do. You could be in reflection. Again, a lot of people like solitude and reflecting, and you can reflect on your success, and that has a bounce back effect as well. So,
well, often what happens, like when teams win championships, or players, individual sports athletes win championships, but like major championships, they just take time away. They go away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it gives them an opportunity to reflect and just to absorb what they've accomplished. Yeah.
Refresh, renew.
Yeah.
Re-engage. I mean, it's lots of things. You could write down see what I used to do, because I don't like to do this. So years ago, I try them off and on, but I found victory lists are better. So you do what you're thinking about, you do it, and you write it on a list with a tick. I think I mentioned it before, and it becomes a success list, a victory list, however you want to say it, and you keep building on it so that you can go back to it every day, or at least once or twice a week, and look at what you've done previously and say, I've done that before, so I should be able to do that without any problem, and it may help you stretch further, It could be if your goals have been really, really strenuous, it maybe you just want to sleep a couple of days, and just takes a little bit of time off.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Seriously.
And for those people who have a support team, something like maybe a cyclist or a boxer or something like that, maybe it's just literally sending out thank you cards to everyone who supported you. We're all different. For those with a little bit of ego, maybe you want to tweet it out, what you've done. Okay, I wouldn't do that personally, but, everyone's different.
Of course.
And then you can accept and enjoy the compliments. Because we all like a compliment, don't we?
Bask in the glory.
Bask in the glory, even if it's only for a couple of minutes.
Oh, why not?
Get back on the hamster wheel, though.
We all deserve to be recognized.
Absolutely. So it could be that you denied yourself watching some movies.
Yeah.
And you just want to go, do you know what? I've been waiting last 6 months. I want to watch that box set. So take the day off and watch the whole box set in one day. Great, fantastic. I mean, it's what you want. It's what you, the individual, I'm talking to everyone here. It's about what you want that's important. It could be just crossing it off your master list of goals that you set yourself. It's I I don't know. It all depends on what you want as a person, you know. And as I say, who knows? You might just want to sit there and veg out.
Oh yes, that's something for me that is, to be honest with you, for me is something that's the most rewarding thing sometimes. Just vegging out in my own space and not.
Yeah, taking some deep breaths and going, you know, it's like, I've done it. What's next? Depends what type of person you are, I suppose, isn't it? Really.
It's also important for people to realize the importance, not just why, because it's a good thing to do to remind yourself, and because we come from a reward-based system, but also you're instilling it in your subconscious, in the back of in the subconscious, that every time that you're going to achieve something rewarding is going to happen. So your subconscious will help you to keep achieving, keep producing, keep manifesting. So that's another reason to do it.
Yeah.
It's a knock-on effect.
Yeah. I think it's important that you recognise what you've done. I think it's also a good thing to treat yourself.
Yes.
Treat yourself. Buy something new. Throw a party. It depends on what level of thing you've done, of course.
Or throw a party, that can get out of hand.
Or you could have a Billy No Mates party on your own. So you could start a success journal. Who knows? Go out for dinner. Go to a restaurant that's a little bit out of your price bracket, maybe.
Well, you've just touched on something which is also something that I truly believe in, and in terms of instilling and compounding the effect of achieving a fitness goal, is if and when the time comes and you do achieve some kind of fitness or health goal, then commit beforehand to signing up or committing again to another fitness and health goal as a result of achieving. Only if you achieve that goal.
Yeah.
So once you've achieved that, then it's about. So for example, like, okay, if I go and I accomplish a CrossFit course or something like that, then if I manage to do that, then I'm going to register for a Spartan race, as an example. Or if I manage to complete a 70K cycle race, then I'm going to enter myself in for a triathlon. And then I'm going to train for that and get fit and ready for that. It doesn't have to be as big as that. It could be much smaller and less significant achievements or accomplishments. But it's significant, as long as it's significant for you as the individual still, and it means something to you, and it's actually pushing you out of your comfort zone. And this is, we touched on Wednesday in the Entrepreneur Show, is about constantly pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Don't allow yourself to slip back and say, oh, I've reached it now. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go have that cheesecake and then chill. No. You got to constantly keep pushing.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I like to be involved in something most of the time. Not all the time, because there are some times I want, to take a little bit of time off. But
100%.
We're just about to ramp up business and things like that at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, it's important at the end of the day. It's important that you get involved. You do celebrate when you do something well. And there's something I wrote down earlier. I saw. Where was it? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I just saw some quotes I saw, and I already mentioned this. But celebrate your small victories. Obviously, you're going to celebrate your big victories. I think that's pretty straightforward. But
your smaller victories are more important, to be honest.
Yeah,
they really are. They're more important.
But that's what I said when I was doing the marathon running about. I give myself a little pat on the back for each little bit I did, and and especially if you're struggling on that particular day, very important. Because this is a horrible run. I feel like rubbish. But I'm doing well. Because it's really weird, because some days you feel horrible. It feels like I can't move. I can't. but you've actually done the fastest run you've done. It's weird. So don't discount when you don't feel good. You could be not feeling good because you're running harder than you've ever run before.
Yeah.
So we should also celebrate, and it's slightly off target, but we should celebrate the success of others, because it says high tide floats all ships. So you can leverage yourself off of other people's success, and they can leverage off of you as well. So
this is what happened in South Africa recently last year when we won the Rugby World Cup.
Did you? I don't remember.
The whole country celebrated, and then on top of that, it boosted the economy as a result of that.
Yeah.
Because the whole country celebrated with the Springboks, and when they went back home to South Africa, they did a tour around the country, and it just really boosted the whole economy. So they piggybacked off that success, the general public, and it increased that feel-good factor. And they needed that because of all the crime that's going on there and everything like that. So all the murdering that's happening and conflict. So that was a really good thing for them, and they piggybacked off that, and they really gave them that feel-good factor. And then they all got shut down in their homes, locked up.
Yeah, but the biggest murder happened on the rugby field.
Yeah, it did actually.
So, but it says, remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. So that's giving you the impression that there is more to come.
Yeah, good.
There's other goals to do. When life is sweet, say thank you and celebrate. When life is bitter, say thank you and grow. It keeps it positive. There's no negative side to that. Because we all know we're going to have times where we don't actually make it. But you should be celebrating the fact that you were 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah, you celebrate the fact that you even put the effort into it.
Absolutely. So you wouldn't necessarily have your spa day for doing 75%.
No.
But you think, right, I'm going to increase that next time, and I'm going to get the spa day next time.
What would actually work there is you go stand outside the front doors of the spa, and you stand there and you wonder, I wonder what it would be like if I was
inside. Stand outside with a cup and just say, can you give me a bit of your success? I don't think so. Get your own.
Yeah.
Work for yourself. Celebrate success is enough to go round. So I just, when I was doing a little bit of research on it in the last half hour. So
this is the same with money and finances. People have this perception that there's not enough to go around for everybody, but there is, and the same goes with success and being able to achieve success. We're all endowed with the gift and the just the gift of being successful in our lives. This is something that we are all destined to achieve if we allow it to happen. And don't for 1 minute think that you're not deserving of a fitness success or a health success. If you're able to overcome a major health condition and become a healthier, stronger, more livelier, more responsible, more positive and accountable individual, it's there for you. You just need to want it bad enough and accept it and acknowledge it and allow it to happen to you. Then when it does, then you can celebrate. Yeah.
I think I remember being on the running track, and some days don't go well. Some days are much worse than others. Some days 100%. Are great. But I always used to say to myself, "You're doing fantastic because you're actually here."
Yes.
Because the other 99% of people aren't here and they're not trying. So the mere fact that you've got out there is good enough. It may not be good enough, for achieving something, but it's good enough that you put yourself in a very small percentage of people.
Oh yeah, and that's the same goes. Like I used to use the same example with clients of mine in when I was working in gyms. Because it's about perspective, right? People will see, they go to a gym at 6 o'clock in the evening when it's at its peak and it's packed, jam-packed. And they're feeling intimidated, they're feeling nervous, scared, terrified, what have you. because they're not sure what to do, how to do it, how do I look, how am I dressed, what are people thinking about me, and they forget that they're one individual of a maximum of 5% of the population wherever they are.
Yeah.
No more than 5% of the population goes to a gym. But that because the gym is packed, they think, oh, everybody's here. But look at me. I'm useless. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm unfit. I'm unhealthy. I can't move. I'm dressed wrong. But no, you're one of that 5%. The other 95% are sitting on their couches
In Belgian buns.
eating Belgian buns and binge watching box sets. Yeah, so yeah.
It's what you do. It's what you do that counts, and it's what you do in the majority of your time. Okay. We can all have downtime. We can all have little cheats and things like that, and that's fantastic because you all need a bit of that. Okay. And when I talk about cheats, I'm talking about having a chocolate bar or something like that, or a little glass of wine here and there. Look, there's been loads of times that I've gone out and got absolutely Belgian buns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I've been out a few nights with Paul where we've had quite a bit to drink.
What is a Belgian bun, by the way? I don't think I've ever tasted a Belgian bun.
Oh, lovely! It's just a brown bun. It's covered with white icing, sugar, and it's got a little cherry on the top.
Oh, okay.
You'd have seen them. Everyone knows them. They just don't know what they're called. But anyway, enough of the cheats. Let's talk about. We're coming to the end really because we've had nearly 37 minutes. So now you wanted to give a call to action, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Can you remember what it was?
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Paul says you only eat the cherry.
Be careful where this goes.
Thanks for that, Paul. So yeah, my question I want to pose to you all is not the question, but the thing is, my request is I'd like you to share with Paul and I what successes that you can be celebrating from this past week. What successes have you achieved? Doesn't matter whether it be fitness or what have you. If it's a fitness or health goal or success that you've achieved, fantastic. But if it's something else in your life, share it with us. I'd love to hear what your successes are that you have reason to celebrate for. Whether you're going to celebrate them or not is something different. But what successes do you have reason to celebrate from this past week?
Yeah.
Share that with us.
Fantastic. All right, we'll leave it there. I think that wraps it up. So have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Thanks for people that have commented. If you like the video, please like it. If you hate it, just put something in the comments. We don't care.
Just share this, please, because celebrating your successes.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as celebrating your successes in life. You never know who it may inspire. So please share this video if you've watched this because, well, if you've watched this, you have watched it. But after watching this, because you never know who may be inspired by what Paul and I are jostling around about and sharing with you, because it could literally change someone's life. Okay?
Absolutely. So great. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. And I'm going to call it a day. So see you later, everyone. Cheers.
Ciao.
Bye.
Have a beautiful week.